Alright, guys, just a few more days left in the month, so let's jump right in. Day 24, Psalm 23, verse 5. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me in the path of righteousness for his name's sake. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil, my cup overflows. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Psalms 23, 1-6. There's a lot going on in verse 5 of this psalm. We've already established that God is our guide, He is also our guard. Here we see that God is also a generous God. Not only does He guide us to calm pastures and still waters, and more than just the God who does go before us to be our guard, He pours out His love upon His children as the generous, providing master of the house, who enjoys showering His guests of honor with good things and in abundance. Verse 5 really gives us the picture that David sees when he looks at his relationship with the Father. Back in Bible times, and even today, whenever there was a gathering or banquet, the seat right next to the host was reserved for the VIP, the guest of honor, the big cheese. The host would welcome him into his home and would at once wash his feet and anoint his head with soothing oil, all while the guests relax and enjoys the food and festivities. This is the love and grace that God shows to us who are called His children. Even when the battle for our soul rages all around us, God has already prepared the table before us in the very presence of our enemies. What I believe this is illustrating is that when the attacks of the enemy come against us, there are times when we must fight. But then there are other times when all God requires of us is to prop up our feet and watch as He deals with the trouble. It is also a reminder that we are not getting the scraps that fall from the Master's table. We are not getting what has been picked through and left over. The Father has provided so much for us that our cup is more than just filled to satisfaction, but rather overflowing with the grace and mercy straight from the Father. God has given us so much just because He loves us. Yet there are times in life we don't feel like we have enough. We worry over bills and finances and stresses at our places of work and business. We can get so bogged down with deadlines and appearances and the anxiety that comes into our lives sometimes daily. What David is trying to tell us here is that God has already seen the battle that is forming around us and the expenses of life that come our way. But even among all the chaos, we already have a seat at His table, waiting for us to come in and be at rest. In moments of stress, I have found that sometimes I find it hard to sit still and wait. It's hard to pace the floor when you're sitting down. But God desires that when we are worried about a situation, we give that circumstance to Him and then simply just sit back and watch Him do what only He can do. Let Him work and take your seat at His table. He will take care of you if you let Him. Alright, guys, we're almost done with the monthly readings, and I'll see you tomorrow.